mom told me a story because she works part-time at Target, and she told me a story of a mom that she dealt with. She bought baby food and baby formula for her baby, of course. And a few days later, my mom was working in the guest services, and this lady was returning all this food. And so my mom was wondering, or asked her, what's wrong with the food? And she said, nothing, my baby just doesn't like it. So I was wondering, when she told me, I was wondering, I didn't know that babies really had a choice on what they want to eat. So my mom couldn't really do anything about it but give her store credit. And a few hours later, she saw the same lady buy stuff for herself with the store credit that my mom gave to her. The problem here is that this mother used something what is called a WIC check, which I will be talking about. And it's a federal program that helps low-income people. So, I mean, who knows how many parents, well, mostly mothers, do this kind of stuff. And it's like a crime because they're kind of like stealing money from taxpayers. So therefore, my claim is that the Food and Nutrition Service should be more stricter on who qualifies for the program to avoid fraud. So I will be talking about two of the most popular federal programs that are being taken advantage of, and this is the WIC program and the SNAP program. I will be discussing what they are, how it works, how they are being taken advantage of, and some of the possible solutions that I have come up with. So the first one is the WIC program is being abused by not just mothers, but by parents in general. It stands for Women, Infants, and Children, and it's a federal program that provides federal grants to states for supplemental foods, healthcare referrals, and nutritional education for low-income women and children up to age 5. Some of the requirements to be in this program is, of course, the woman has to be pregnant. Any children below age 5, they must live in state that they apply for, and they must have low income. Like, for example, from fns.usda.gov, if the household size is 1, they must be making $20,147 a year. That's the maximum. And each additional member is another $7,000. Another requirement is that if either the mother, the child, or both are at nutritional risk, such as they're anemic, poor diet, or they are underweight, and they are automatically qualified if they receive other welfare programs such as Medicaid and SNAP, which I'll be talking about later. According to downsizinggovernment.org, it says that the recipients of WIC benefits need not be citizens or permanent residents of the United States, meaning that even illegal immigrants could receive WIC. The problem here is that if they are here illegally and they don't have a working visa, then it's unfair to everyone else in this country who's working and getting taxes taken out of their paychecks and stuff like that. So as much as I would like to help people, I don't want my tax dollars going to someone who's coming over here and mooching off of everyone here, and they don't even plan on living here, they just want free stuff. It's only fair to help those who are really in need of help, and those who are here legally with a working visa, so everything's fair. So how does the program work? It starts with every month they get a check in the mail, and a few important things on this check is that there's a start date and obviously an expiration date, and on this check there's actually a list of food that you can buy with the check, and there's obviously a signature box. You can only just use this check once, so because once you use it, they won't give it back to you. So this check is really complicated to use because if you're doing grocery shopping on top with your regular grocery shopping, you'd have to separate the items yourself to see what's on that list, and you'd have to look in the box and look at the products and see the sizes, because you can only buy a certain amount of a certain brand of a certain product. So things are really complicated, and so from USDA.gov, it says that on September 17, 2010, California was awarded grant funds to hire a contractor to conduct a comprehensive EBT planning and feasibility study by September 20, 2012. EBT stands for Electronic Benefit Transfers, and it allows state governments to provide federal and material financial and material benefits via a plastic card. It works just like a debit card. And it makes things a lot easier because everything's automatic, that once you slide it, it's automatic. You don't have to look at the packages, you don't have to look at the list, you don't have to validate the signature, and you don't have to get their signature. So some of the possible solutions that I have come up with is, first off, I don't think that illegal immigrants should be able to get WIC, because I believe that they're because it's only fair to everyone else who's living in this country. And I mean, if they are here legally and they have a working visa, then sure, why not, to get them started. But I don't think that, and secondly, I don't think that people should be able to return the items that they buy with this check, because I think that, I think all the items listed on this check are food anyways. I don't understand why you'd have to return these food unless it's expired or it's bad. So not only do mothers or parents commit fraud crimes, but so do everyone else that receive federal program help. So the SNAP program is also being taken advantage of, and SNAP is also the food stamp. That was the other name for it. It stands for Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, and it's a federal program that helps people with low income and help them buy the food they need for a good health. The requirements to be in this program, first off, is the main thing that they look at is their income. Each state has a different amount of maximum gross monthly income for a certain number of people in their household. So according to FNS.USDA.gov, if the household size is 1, the maximum gross monthly income that they can make is $1,180, and each additional member is $414. There's also special requirements for certain people, like the disabled, the elderly, battered women and children who live in shelters, and students. Students must be the age of 18, between the age of 18 and 50, and they must be at least half-time. Some of the special rules for students is that if they work 20 hours per week, or they are attending school full-time, and they have a child under the age of 12. And also, anyone can qualify for SNAP except for undocumented immigrants. Unlike the WIC, anyone can qualify for that. So how does it work? Before EBTs, every month, you would have to pick up your food stamps at a certain food stamp center. But now with the technology, with the EBT, once you apply, you would receive this card, and every month it gets filled with money to buy groceries. The amount of money is determined by your income, expenses, and the number of people that you live with. Things you can't buy, of course, are clothing, alcohol, and cigarettes. So how is it being taken advantage of? Before the EBT cards, it was so much easier to traffic these food stamps because they were just like paper money. But now with the EBT cards, people are still finding it possible to commit fraud. According to King5.com, a Seattle news station, the businesses are paying 50 cents on the dollar in violation of state and federal laws. People are exchanging transactions for half the value in cash. So like, for example, if you have $50 in your EBT card, they just give it to the store and they swipe it, and it says that they bought something worth $50, and someone else that works in the store gives you $25 back in cash. So it gives them, it's a win-win situation for both the grocery store and the EBT recipient, because the grocery store can just double their profit by selling whatever they could have bought with that $50, and the EBT recipient walks away with cash giving them money to buy drugs or alcohol. So some of the possible solutions could be that the government shouldn't allow EBT card holders to withdraw from ATM machines, because you're allowed to do that, which is, I find, kind of dumb. And you can actually get cash back when you buy stuff at the grocery store, so I don't think that they should be allowed to do that. So in conclusion, the Food and Nutrition Service should really do something about the program to avoid fraud. Not only do they should